Okay, we are now recording. Hi, Melissa. So I think we have everybody, and as we're getting started, I do want to share something from my screen. Let's see. Yeah, this. Can everybody see that?
Yep.
Okay, that's kind of Izzy's story in a collage. So I'm going to leave that popped open here for a little bit, and everyone's having good technology here. You can hear me, I can hear you. Hi, Melissa, can you hear me? Thumbs up. You okay? So unmute yourself. There's a little button there to unmute yourself. Let's see. So it looks like a microphone on the left-hand corner. You're on your phone, right? So click the microphone, see if it unmutes you. Izzy, are you
There
in the
we
same?
go.
There we go. Perfect. All right,
Okay.
fantastic. Fantastic. So we are recording, and we very much appreciate everyone joining this evening. Another Iron Hike Endurance Productions podcast. And today, the special guest of honor is Izzy. And I'll tell you a little bit about some backstory about Izzy that from when I met her, and then it's all going to be Melissa, Izzy's mom, and Izzy. I'd love to hear the story from your side because we received you at the Iron Hike endurance event series in Mohawk Mountain, Connecticut in October. And he showed up as the only participant in what we call the Answer the Bell Ultra. And basically, it's 1 hour, 1 lap per hour, 1.2 miles, 600 feet of elevation, and 600 feet of loss of elevation. So up and down the side of a ski slope. And she showed up, was super happy. You see her there holding her bib. She's super happy and ready to roll. And we watched the evolution of what it takes to do an answer the bell over a 24-hour period. And at one point, mom and dad, Melissa, hi, weren't really sure what they got themselves into. So they were going to overnight with us. So we offered them a tent and a cot and a sleeping bag, and they kind of hang out. Okay, Scott, yeah. Scott's daughter just ended up in the hospital today. Broken arm? Yeah, okay. Well,
Mm.
Godspeed. Yeah, pop in and out as you'd like. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Izzy and Melissa and ask you to kind of tell us the story as if we weren't there, okay? Because I'd love to be able to record it and hear your opinions and your perceptions on the whole thing. So with that, I'm going to unshare this wonderful collage and okay, take it away, Izzy.
Yeah, of course. So I've never done anything like this before. I do cross country and track in high school. So this was definitely something out of my ballpark, I would say.
Hmm.
When I first arrived, I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. Like people have already started, and the group that I was with was starting at noon. So I chatted with some of the other peers that were in my, I guess, rotation there. Um, I was kind of getting a feel for everything. We didn't bring any chairs, so that was nice that you guys offered chairs for us. Um, but yeah, so my first lap up the mountain, I started to chat with some other athletes, and my hopes were pretty high. I was like, you know what, I got this. Like, this is fine. It's only 24 hours. Um,
She
a
said,
few
oh,
hours
she said only.
only. Um, But I think I was like halfway in and I was like, man, I have another half to go. So I have to really like lock in mentally. Um, but yeah, I feel like the hardest part for me was probably keeping up on my fueling. I fell behind a little bit and I suffered the consequences. Um, it was definitely something I need to work on for the future, possibly next. Sorry, getting a notification here. Next time I do it, I may or may not do it, but I don't know.
So we heard that you're interested. I heard on the internet that you're interested in Olympus Mons. I heard that somewhere. I don't know. if that's true or not, but um, or at least an Everest. No comment.
I don't know. I mean, I may or may not. We'll see. I'll be in college by then, so it depends on my schedule.
So I'd love to know mom's perception when she rolled up. Like, what was your first perception of the whole thing?
Well, we first pulled up and um, parked the car, got out, and just saw, two tents set up. That's where you guys were set up. And, you know, Isabel said, let's go check in. And I told Isabel, I said, this was, mind you, this was her 17th birthday. All right. This is what
Right, right.
Isabel wanted to do for her 17th birthday. So I said, all right, let's do it. I said, we'll go up. And I believe we checked in with you. And I said, I think that we're just gonna have her go up and down this mountain, a few times, and then hopefully she'll just get tired, and we plan on going home by midnight. And Isabel was kind of like, no, I want to do this whole challenge, the whole thing, 24 hours up and down. And you know I just looked at my husband, he looked at me, and I'm like, well, I guess we're staying. And we, of course, did not come prepared. But you guys were so gracious and kind, with setting us up with some equipment, a nice cozy tent and sleeping bag. And as the night moved on, I thought, man, I'm like, these people are like amazing. Like, you guys are just such a good group of people, awesome, inspiring. And I was happy to have Isabel celebrate her 17th birthday with such a good group of people and doing something so positive and challenging for herself, something that she really wanted to do. So, I mean, overall, you know, it it was an amazing experience and something that she'll never forget and something that I'll never forget, or my husband. So, yeah, I would have to say, from the time we got out of the car to the time we checked in with you, I went from, we're just going to be here for a few hours, to, okay, Isabel's climbing up and down a mountain for 24 hours. It was
Yeah,
everything quickly changed for us. And I'm glad that she did it. So, yeah.
I thank you for sharing that. I enjoyed the evolution of the moment. So she showed up, and so let me tell anyone's watching this. I'll tell you how it started. We had closed registration, and we usually close registration about 24 hours before the first event. And the first event is Olympus Mons, usually happens Wednesday night at midnight. So Wednesday morning registration closes, and then we start tidying up, like getting ready, and everyone's flying in, and I drive up, and this is in Connecticut, and I live in central New Jersey. So I get a ping from her. I think it was an email, and it was, "Hey, did you close registration for Answer the Bell?" And I said, "Yeah, I think I did." I said, "I've been looking forward to this for months." I'm like, well, okay, all right. So how can I say no? Okay, sure. Log on and register. So she does, and her registration comes in, and her waiver comes in, and it says that she's 17. And I went, wow, we've never had like a minor sign up by themselves, right? And so I think we had one younger person come, maybe not. So I don't think we've ever had a minor sign up. So I'm like, oh man, we have to get the waiver itself says that we need someone, an adult or a guardian or somebody, teacher, track coach, whoever it is, to also fill out a waiver. So then she gladly sent me your email address, and I think we emailed you, and then you filled out the waiver. And so now mom and daughter are all filled out. So I'm like, all right, so now I can't wait to meet someone who has been looking forward to doing something so hard for months for her birthday, which, because I knew immediately it was her birthday, right? She had to fill out some information. I'm like, okay, yeah. And so she shows up. She's all happy and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to roll. And boy, like on lap 19, that that face was so different. Uh, it was so intense. You could just see the inward battle, like you could watch it evolve. So she went from super happy to be here. I'm going to go up and I think you started at noon and you had to go till the next day, Sunday at noon. And you just watch how the first couple laps she was gaining confidence. She was watching Jason, who was our Olympus Mons finisher, and getting to know Tasha. And Tasha was trail ante for the whole event, and getting to know the whole team. Dan was at the top, so she got to see Dan 24 times every time. Hi, Dan. And yeah, so the evolution was amazing. And at one point, I could really see the inward struggle on her face. The Mylar blanket became her best friend. After each lap, she would come and just get in that blanket and sit there and say, "Yeah, this kind of sucks, but I know what I'm doing, and I have a plan. I'm going to keep going." And it was such a great experience. It was very motivating to everyone around. Several people had finished whatever their event was, and oftentimes they go home when they're done because they're tired. But people hung out to watch you finish. They were all the people behind me as a relay team. They hung out. They wanted to see you finish. They wanted to see Jason finish. So it was a fantastic experience. You motivated us more than you know. We the whole time we were thumbs upping each other, going, "Yeah, this is why we built this. We wanted people to come do exactly what Izzy's doing," and so it was amazing for us. You didn't get to meet Scott. This is Scott Festa. He holds the land speed record on a dry Olympus Mons finish.
I hold the land speed record on a wet Olympus Mons finish, half finish as well.
That's right. That's right.
But I did the answer the bell last, I forget, but I typically I'll do something in the first time. I don't really know what I'm doing and I'll just go out and do it. And that's my MO. Like, I don't need to train. I don't need to whatever. I'll just go and do it. And then I'll fail at it miserably. But then the second time, it's money. So every year I do a endless elliptical challenge where I do a 5K every hour on the hour until I can't anymore. And so the farthest I've gotten was, I think, 72 hours, right? Yeah, but the first year I only got like, I think right about 20 hours, right? And so they answer the bell. So John and I were talking about this, how can I incorporate, because I did this for St. Jude's. And so how can we incorporate something like this? And so he and I came up with answer the bell and in that concept. So I was the inaugural person to do it and not do well. And that's okay.
Before it was even named. Like, so he tried it.
That's correct. And
Yeah,
then
he tried it last year.
and I also did it while fasting. So that was my downfall. Yeah. But in October, it's on. I'm gonna get all 84 of those hours.
Really? So that's interesting. This is being recorded, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh no! So now I have to do it.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So here, look. So how many laps did you make, Scott, last year before this was called something?
20. It was 20. And so what happened was I just got behind the nutritional power, the nutrition curve. I was on the wrong side of it, right? And I started off doing a lap like every 15 minutes, boom, and then down, and then in a blanket, just sitting down, and then like 2 minutes prior to the hour, right, and then going. Like I've had a chair right next to.
Hold on, let's time out. That sound familiar, Izzy?
Yeah,
It does. Yes.
Yeah.
Just
I know.
anxiously watching the clock. You're like, okay,
right.
5 minutes left on the clock.
But it got to the point where I was doing, because I got behind the power curve on nutrition, I ended up doing, it went from 15 to 20 and 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35, and such. And then it became like would finish and then get like 3 minutes and then turn right back around. And then so I didn't answer the bell. That's what happened. But October. It's on. So I implore you, please be there in October.
Yeah, maybe I'll do it with you.
We'll knock that out.
Oh,
Like
it's also
I'll be your
it's
motivation.
also
You can be
being
my motivation.
Okay.
it's also being recorded. Okay.
I know.
Well, you have an out because mom is right there, and mom may be like, no. They're like, next October, are you 18?
Yes, I am.
She is.
Nice.
Oh. So there you
Nicely
go.
done, Scott. Nicely done.
Yes, yes. I'll be there.
So
Tip your waitresses well.
so hold on. So let's talk about the difference between the evolution of Answer the Bell. Last year, Scott said, "Hey, I don't want to do the signature mountain event, but we have this mountain available." And I'm one of the co-founders, and every year I do some sort of crazy challenge for um, research for children's cancer research. And maybe I can use this to raise funds and awareness. And I said, yeah, let's do it. So he hopped on, and his goal was to do a lap an hour. And as he told you, he made it 20 laps. And I said, that was fun for the rest of us to watch you do that. Let's turn it into an event. And we thought long and hard about it. And there's this thing out there called a backyard ultra. It's kind of a popular format right now. I said, why don't we do something like that? But instead of having it be competitive, where last athlete standing or last person standing, let's make it all about you. And can you get the 24 done? And can you get the 84 done? And if you can't, it's a perfect venue for people to raise money for charities. So I'm really expecting a lot more people to sign in and say, I'm going to do that as many laps as I can, and I'm going to ask people for $1 or $5 or $3 a lap so I can raise awareness and have people follow me. So I'm expecting there to be a much nicer turnout to Answer the Bell this year because it's not experimental anymore. Both of you have tried it. Scott before it had a name, and you when it had a name, Isabel. And Scott, I just want to point out, I think Isabel still has the record on Answer the Bell with their 24, and you come in at 20. Is that right,
Yeah.
Scott? Did you hear what I said?
No, say that again. I'm sorry.
I said, I think if I'm not mistaken, Isabel has the record on Answer the Bell right now with 24 laps, and you come in second with 20. Is that
Oh, that's
correct?
correct. Yeah, that's correct. 20 to 24. It's okay.
Okay. All right.
It's okay.
Um, Tasha, weigh in.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the whole experience and how you watched it unfold.
It was amazing. You guys talked about how when they got there, I remember talking to Melissa, and you told me that you were like, I don't think we're going to be here long. And I knew that was kind of your plan, but that went away quickly, and Isabel was ready to finish the challenge. And as a parent, and I absolutely loved watching your determination and being there to support and help and encourage and all of it, being around the fire with your mom and dad. And Cliff and I stayed up all night. We were like, we're definitely not sleeping tonight. We could have, we did the other nights, we'd go to sleep for a couple hours anyways, but just to be there and listen to you guys and watch. Mom had her phone and was tracking Izzy on the mountain, so she'd be like, she should be here, she should be here. It's almost, and I'm sure there's a great deal of lag in the the service that we have there, but mom was watching very close, and I loved being part of all of it, being able to support Izzy and encourage you, and then ultimately watch you finish and put a medal on your neck and hug you and give you your cookie. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Dan, you got to see Izzy 24 times, right? At the top. You're on mute, Dan. You're on mute. Can't hear you. Well, Dan's unmuting. You'll have to unmute. There's a button. Left-hand side looks like a microphone.
There it is. I'll try to unmute on your picture. Sorry about that.
So you got to see Izzy.
Than the rest of you did, because I saw her at the top. And most people I see at the top are dying. They're not feeling very good. She smiled every single lap.
Nice.
That was a great.
Nice.
Maybe that's strong.
If you're not
Yeah,
smiling, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
So sometimes a grimace looks like a smile. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
that out.
That's true.
Izzy, what was the hardest thing?
I think
The hardest thing by far.
It was probably the mental aspect of it because I did it without any music. I kind of just was alone with my thoughts for 24 hours straight. Um, and it was really like those last final laps. I was like, man, I feel like crap. But like, I came here to finish, and I wasn't gonna give up. I'm like, come on, I only got 6 more laps to do. I've came this far, and I'm gonna. It doesn't matter what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna push through it, and I'm gonna claim that title of youngest person to ever complete an IronHike event.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the first person to actually finish it,
Yes,
a sanctioned answer the bell. So I have a feeling that event's going to grow, and you get to be the founding finisher, which is kind of cool. By the way, nice T-shirt. Like that
Oh.
shirt a lot. Yeah. And what else did I want to ask you? So that was the hardest thing. Um, did you have a lot of people that were kind of following you, like friends checking on you and stuff on your phone?
yeah. I had a few friends. They called me. They're like, "How's it going?" So I'd FaceTime them and like show my area around. I'm like, "Yeah, so I'll be here for the next 22 more hours." They all
So,
thought it was crazy, but
so nighttime or daytime? What was your favorite, or what's different about them?
So it was really warm around like from noon to 5 p.m. I was like sweating really bad, but then the temperatures dropped, and I was like, okay, I can handle this. So I preferred going up the mountain at night because like once the sun set down, it was very like, you know, I wasn't worried about sweating my butt off and dying of heat exhaustion. um, yeah.
So,
You
so there
did
were
manage your layers really well too. You were very aware of that and what it's like to get sweaty but be cold. We all know how cold it is at the bottom of that
Oh yeah,
mountain.
because it like
Warm.
dips down. Yeah.
Yeah. But you did a really good job managing it and taking layers off and putting them on and working with that Mylar blanket and yeah.
so if you were to give someone, if someone's watching this and they're thinking about doing an Iron Hike event, and more specifically an answer the bell. So we have a basic, which is 24 hours, and a full, which is 84 hours, which I think is what Scott's going to tackle in the fall. What advice would you give people who are thinking about doing it? Like, they don't know what they're getting themselves into. They're listening to us talk. What would you tell them, Izzy?
I would tell them just do it. Do it for the experience. Hold yourself to a training plan. It's really the training that pays off. And leading up to that, it's just a wonderful experience. I can't really describe it. It's nothing like I've ever done before. If you want just something to I don't know, just do it. If you're thinking about it, what's the worst that can happen? You die? You're not. You're not. It, you're fine. You're fine.
No, no. Nice, nicely done, Mom. You get your hands full.
Yeah.
Yeah, motivation levels are super high. Um, so I wanted to ask you one last thing. You are a person that does hard things. So from what I understand, firefighter. I'm not sure all the stuff that you got going on. You cross country runner, right? You probably have done some marathons. I don't know. So my question is this the hardest thing you've ever done?
Yes.
Okay.
100% yes. It was worse than the fire academy.
Okay.
Not worse,
So
but like in a good way. In a good way. It was hard in a good way.
in a type 2 way. It was
Yes.
worse in a type 2 way. I
Yes.
got it.
100%.
All right. Well, anything else you want to share with us? Mom, do you want to share something else with us?
I
This is
just
the
I mean I want Isabel to know like she motivated a lot of people, including us, her parents. She did something that a lot of people have never done. People who have been on this planet for decades have never done. And she should be proud of herself. And I want to thank you all for helping her get through it because when you're doing something so challenging you need people. And I feel like you guys kept on her about keeping up with her nutrition and staying hydrated and trying to take breaks and you know, it was definitely a wonderful experience, and I'm glad that Isabel talked us into having her do the whole thing, and um yeah, it was probably one of the best memories that we have. So thank you all
Wow.
for all that, and we appreciate it, and good luck, Scott. Good luck in October.
You'll be
Well,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
I, I'm trying to get a group of people together to do some sort of challenge on that mountain. Maybe not as extreme as what Isabel and Scott and Dan and Tasha and you, John, and the rest of the crew. But I'm thinking about, I think I had mentioned it, you know, signing up for one of the
cool.
easier challenges.
I would encourage you to absolutely sign up for something. Sign
Mhm.
up for something to where you're biting off just a little more than you think you can chew.
Yeah.
And um and it's not, I'm not going to do something as challenging as you or Isabel or Dan. Everybody's story is different, and everybody's um pain level is unique to them, right? And so it doesn't matter. There will never be anybody out there going, oh yeah, Melissa, which one are you doing? Oh yeah, that one. Oh, anyway, do that one. That will
No,
never
not at
happen,
all.
because
Exactly.
everybody that you look at as you're passing them, one way going up or one way
Yep.
going down, they all have the same look on their face, like, yeah, this sucks, but we
Yeah,
got this.
but
And
totally worth it.
so
Yeah.
please sign up for something just outside of your comfort zone, and then have
Yeah.
at it.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was so nice to be out there around the fire, like Tasha said,
Yeah.
and you know, the wilderness. We were hearing coyotes. You could see the sky, the beautiful stars and the moon, and I mean, it was just so
Incredible. Yeah.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't see any of that. I just saw stop,
you
sit,
just
breathe, wake, go. That's it.
right.
All the things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Melissa. I see you doing maybe a Kawohi or sharing the Kawohi with Dad. I don't know. And that could be a lot of fun, either in October when Izzy and Scott do the 84-hour answer the bell together, or uh, or or even in June. You could come out in June and say hey and do your 15-mile relay, you and your husband taking turns on laps. That would be 6 laps each.
Hmm.
So we're here for you, and we appreciate you. And yeah, really, this has been such a great conversation. This is 2 years ago when this was just an idea. All of us were thinking this through, and this is exactly what we had wanted to hear from people that we were building this for. And here we are. So for us, this is a wonderful experience to have met you, Izzy and Melissa, and to have you successfully work through an Iron Hike event and then be able to chat about it later just before Christmas with us is an amazing experience for us. And thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Uh,
And
all right.
I have one more thing I want to share. I just
Go
want
ahead,
to
Izzy.
say to all the young people out there who think that their age is a limitation, it's not. You could
Yeah.
do anything that you put your mind to. It doesn't matter where you are in life, what background you come from. If you put your mind to something, you could do it. Trust me. I did not think I was going to be able to do this, but I did it. And if you're watching this, sign up. Do it.
I agree. She's young. He's old. He's old. She's old. I'm old. Yeah, we got all that, but you can do it. That's it. You can do
Yep.
it.
Absolutely.
Wow. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Thank
Ez.
Right.
you. Thank
We
you.
will see you on the mountain.
Yep.
Yep. All right.
Take care, everybody.
Bye. Thank you guys for having me.
Bye.
You're welcome. See you soon.
Bye.